Hey, what's up? Zach here, and today I have the performance review of the Jordan Zoom Separate. Now, as we talked about in the teardown, there are a ton of bells and whistles in this shoe, especially hiding out in the midsole, but it's how they perform on an indoor and outdoor court that really makes the difference. So let's get into it. Now, my first and most obvious question about the performance of the Zoom Separate was, given the lighter uppers, were they still going to be a stable enough shoe? And to no one's surprise, yeah, they were, because number one, the ankle collar has this really wide TPU stabilizer that goes almost into the midfoot. But more importantly than that, the lace line with all the customizable options just gave me a really great lockdown, both in my midfoot and in my forefoot. So no matter if I was pivoting or shuffle stepping on the balls of my foot, or if I was more rocking on the back of my heel, this shoe kept me really stable going side to side and front to back. Honestly, better than some other flagship shoes I've seen this year. And at least in my opinion, as important as the uppers were in the stability of the Zoom Separate, I think the outsole played an even bigger role. Number one, because of the wide lateral flange, gave you a lot of stability, especially going side to side. I really never felt like I was going to roll in these shoes. But number two, it was the outsole tread pattern itself. Because for starters, you have this regenerative pattern going around the circumference of the shoe. Now that's a 3mm tread depth, so there's going to be a lot of rubber to grab the court. So these are going to give you just a ton of grip on outdoor hard, indoor hardwood court, or rubberized courts, or even carpet. Now the second thing is on the middle of the shoe, right where the Zoom Air unit is, you have this more delta pattern. So now you have this more circular pattern on the outside and more of a hard cut, more hard angle pattern in the middle. So now you have all these options for stability no matter what position your foot is in or what position on the court you're in. And that grip and stability, combined with the lower weight of these shoes, and they are a pretty aerodynamic pattern, caught a really good time on the suicide test, just because number one, I could cut through the air really quick, number two, I could take turns really fast, and number three, I really had no issue moving the shoe through the air because it was just so light. And in terms of the bounce and responsiveness of the Separates, I do like that it is a bottom-loaded shank. You get a lot more comfort and just immediate break-in on these shoes. Are really comfortable right out of the box. But number two, because it's a 4-foot loaded Zoom Air unit, you are going to get a little bit more bounce, especially on the balls of your foot. Because if you look at the jump height test, I ended up getting 33 centimeters of jump height, which, considering this shoe is not a very stiff shoe, it doesn't have that real cantilever bending, and it is a lighter shoe, at least for me, that was a really good jump height score, given that this shoe is just a much lighter and more low profile shoe than some others. But the one thing I would caution you on is, because the arch is made of all foam arch fill, it is going to start breaking down a little bit quicker than other shoes that have more of the shank on the upper part of the midsole instead of it being bottom loaded. So don't be surprised if when you use these for a few months, that arch really starts to collapse. So I would put an orthotic in these as soon as you notice maybe more arch strain, or just you don't feel that really nice contact between your arch and the shoe. And speaking of midsole durability, the Jordan Separates are not meant to be a real explosive type shoe or a shoe that's going to give you a ton of push-off force or jump height. They're more of a nimble, lightweight shoe. And to me, I think if you're going to be playing basketball, especially in the summers on an outdoor blacktop court, these would probably be my number one pick right now for really hot, humid conditions, because they do breathe well. And especially if you're going to get the EP or the XDR version of these shoes, they will have exceptional durability on an outdoor hard court. So if you want breathability and durability, especially in the outsole tread, these are a great shoe. Just remember, the midsole on these shoes is not the most explosive out there, so if you are looking to get over somebody else's head when going for a rebound or clearing someone for a jump shot, they're not going to be the best shoe out there for that. More look for the Jordan 36 in that regard. However, if you're looking for a shoe for really light, nimble movement, being able to outwork your opponent with footwork, then I think the Jordan Separate is a terrific shoe, terrific pickup for you. And the one thing that did give me some concern was that protruding Zoom Air unit like the Jordan 36. I was afraid of a little bit of instability. However, because the flange is so aggressive on these and they're so stable in other ways, I really did not feel any instability from that protruding Zoom unit, which was a really pleasant surprise. And I know I say this all the time, but I really would love to know your thoughts on the Jordan Separate, especially because they're not available in all markets. So are you going out of your way like me to get a pair, or if you are in a country where these are readily available, are you picking these up or not? Let me know in the comments down below. And if your eyes have been darting back and forth the whole video trying to see all these little bells and whistles I was talking about, I do have a teardown video of these where I go into all the nooks and crannies and Easter eggs of these shoes in detail, and I'll leave that link above, and make sure you subscribe down below. Respect to rubber and foam. I'll see you in the next video.